Hey, what's up guys? Joker here. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to be taking a look at the PC performance and port quality for LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, which is available now over on Steam for $50, and so far it is pretty good and it is running very well on my hardware. Not the most graphically demanding game, but definitely an improvement graphically over the previous games, so let's get into it. But first, today's video is brought to you by supercdk.com, where you could save money on games for all of your favorite platforms, as well as software like Windows 10 Pro licenses for just $22, and then you can unlock the prestigious Dark Mode for Windows 10, which I honestly could not live without. It is blinding without the dark mode. You guys need it in your life. And now you can also save an additional 25% off at checkout by clicking Buy Now on any software products over there. Just go ahead and add it into your cart and put in my code JP25 at checkout and apply, and that'll bring our price from $22.44 all the way down to $16.83, a savings of over $5. And I'll walk you through how to get your key and install it on Windows 10. Go ahead and click Submit Order and complete your checkout from there. For me, that's going to be with PayPal, and then click on Pay Now. After completing the checkout, it'll bring you to your purchased order page, and it will update in a matter of seconds, or just go ahead and hit F5. Go ahead and do that one time. It came through literally immediately. I got the payment email that it had gone through and the delivery of the product exactly at the same time. Once you're done with that, go ahead and click on View Keys and Codes, and we'll get our code right here that we can go ahead and copy and paste in on Windows 10 by hitting the Start button and type in the word Activate. When you see that activation settings or see if Windows is activated, go ahead and click on that, and it'll bring up this right here, and click on Change Your Product Key or Unlock Windows 10. As I already have Windows 10, I obviously don't need to put in a new key, but just paste it in and then go ahead and click Next, and you are all done and set. For more information on supercdk.com as well as the coupon code, be sure to check out the links down in the description below. First up, as always, I do like to jump into the video options and show you what is available in the game. Not a ton of options in this title, but you know, it's got high refresh monitor support. Previous LEGO games, you couldn't even do that. You had to do a config tweak in order to get the higher refresh rate and stuff on the older LEGO games. So it's nice that you can go ahead and set it to 120 Hertz or conceivably higher than that if you have a higher refresh rate display. And you could also disable VSync entirely if you want to go ahead and do that as well. Also has window and borderless mode. VSync is off here. Shadow quality is set to high, which is the highest available setting. It goes low, medium, or high. Anti-aliasing solutions, I'm using temporal AA, but you can also disable it, or you can use FXAA if you want to. And then ambient occlusion by default, this was on high, but there is an ultra high option for that, as well as the screen space reflections, which actually look pretty darn impressive in this title. Almost like ray tracing, but obviously not ray tracing. Hopefully maybe they'll add that in at some point in a patch for the PC, as well as on the next-gen consoles. That would be nice to see. Image sharpening is also available in the game, but no slider for that. And HDR can be enabled, so it is supported on the game. There is also one more option I do want to show you guys because it's actually a little bit hidden. I don't know why this is happening here. And that other option is actually under the accessibility options, but I'm glad that it's in here anyway. It's all the way down at the bottom, and it is for motion blur, which by default was enabled. So if you pick this game up and you want to get rid of the motion blur, there's quite a few options in here actually. You can see it is right down there, so you can go ahead and toggle that off. Like I said, by default it was enabled, so I went ahead and disabled it. And yeah, very happy that you can turn that off, even though it wasn't in the graphics options. It's under accessibility, so I'm just glad that it is there. They've also got a couple of other things in here, like repeating effects and camera shake, which you can also turn off if those things bother you. But as you can see in here, lots of accessibility options to get the game working the way you want it, as far as things are like aim assist and all that. And I was playing everything with a Xbox 360 wired controller on this game, but it also does support keyboard and mouse, and you can customize your key bindings and everything for that. If you want to play it on keyboard and mouse and don't have a controller, or if it's just your preference, you can go ahead and do so. Performance-wise, the game is unsurprisingly running very well, even at 4K with the highest available settings in the title. On my 3080 Ti, for the most part, I would say I was over 100 frames per second pretty much all of the time, and the frame time graph was extremely smooth and flat. I did notice that the GPU at times would not be getting fully utilized, but it didn't really impact the performance at all. So I'm not really sure what the limitation is there, whether it's the game engine or there's a bottleneck somewhere, but the CPU usage is very low, like 10 to 20% pretty much all the time on my 9900K. And so, yeah, but there seems to be some kind of limitation there as the GPU didn't really get fully utilized all the time. VRAM was also not an issue. For the most part, I saw it using between 1,500 to 2,000 megabytes, so under 2 gigs of VRAM actually being used, but I was allocating a little bit over 4 gigabytes total on a 4K display with a secondary 4K monitor running just desktop in the background, so take that into account. But overall, yeah, VRAM wasn't an issue, and the game ran extremely smooth. And I also thought the visuals looked quite good on these, on the levels and stuff that I tried out on episode 4. And as I said as I said when going over the graphics options, the reflections in this game are surprisingly quite good, and it really does look quite nice, honestly. And I've always been a big fan of the Lego games, but it's been a while since I've played one, honestly. I used to play them all the time back on the Xbox 360. The Harry Potter one was really good. The Star Wars ones were incredible. The Pirates of the Caribbean one, Indiana Jones. Enjoyed all of those games immensely. So when I heard they were coming out with a new Star Wars game with a complete saga and stuff like that, and reworking on the older movies as well, episodes 1 through 6, and redoing all of those in their new game engine and stuff like that, and adding in new like aiming system where you aim over the shoulder, so adds a little bit, and there's also a cover system in the game as well. But other than that, it's your typical Lego game. It's just in a Star Wars skin, which has always been my favorite ones to play. The originals, honestly, were the Lego Star Wars games. The only complaint I would say that I have about this game is it does not have any online co-op, which has been my biggest gripe with the Lego games for the longest amount of time, honestly, and that's really why I kind of stopped playing them, is because I wanted to play them, but I really wanted to play them in co-op with a buddy online, and they have local co-op, and you can you can access that, and you can play it through like Steam Share. You could do something like that, but then you're essentially streaming the game to the other person. So whoever is on the other end and is playing the game being streamed from your network is going to have, all the same issues you would typically have with any game streaming service, if not worse. So think of something like, GeForce Now or whatever, or Google Stadia stuff, and streaming games over the network. There's always going to be lots of input lag and delay. So it is not an ideal solution, and I really just wish the developers would go ahead and support full online co-op. They've addressed this in the past and talked about it and said how they feel like the game is best played on the couch with a friend, and it's a family experience, and you should play together with your family and all that, and that's okay, that's all well and good, but that doesn't mean you can't have online co-op either for people that might live in a galaxy far, far away, like my buddy that I usually play co-op games with, who lives all the way over in the flippin' UK, and him and I would love to play this game on PC or even grab it on PS5 and pick it up on there. But honestly, we just haven't bought Lego games in so long because we can't play them together, which is how it would be the funnest way to play. We would have an immense time playing this game together, but we just can't. So that's really my biggest complaint about any of the Lego games. And if Telltale happens to see this, stop it. Just stop doing this already. It's ridiculous that you can't support online co-op with even just peer-to-peer. Just, have one of us be able to host the game server on our internet and be able to play together. It seems like a no-brainer to me, honestly, and the fact that they still are holding on to this local couch co-op only is just absurd. It is absolutely absurd. There's no reason they can't have the online co-op and then also still have the local co-op for people that want to play it that way. There's absolutely no reason that they can't do this. They're just not. I don't know why. Is it money, development time? Who knows? But it is just ridiculous. Let me know down in the comments below if you agree or disagree on that. But back to talking about the performance. Obviously, like I said, the game runs really well. No issues running this game, and I imagine most people on any modern hardware from like NVIDIA 900 series onward or something, or like RX 400 cards onward, depending on your resolution and stuff, you're probably not going to have any issues running this game if you can play any other modern titles. It should work pretty well for you, as you'd probably expect. Just kind of wanted to talk about this game a little bit because I was looking forward to it, as it's a Lego Star Wars title, and I will enjoy it, and I will play it. I might even pick it up on the PS5 so I can play it downstairs on my TV. But the fact that I can't play it online with a buddy definitely holds me back from wanting to pick up a second copy on the console. When I really just wanted to, I got this so I could do a video for you guys, and I'll probably play it by myself, but it would be really nice if I could play it with a friend. But overall, performance-wise, runs great, no issues there. So if you want to play it by yourself, conceivably, I would say, pick it up. It's a solid LEGO title, and I think they've advanced the visuals quite nice, and the screen space reflections are very impressive, bordering on being nearly like ray tracing. So that's all good and well to see. And that's all I've got for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time for another video. Ta-ra.